Hi, modern fashion designers. Welcome back to class. This is Modern Woman Apparel. I want to specially thank all my existing and returning subscribers. And if this is your first time here, you're highly welcome. Please join us by hitting on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. So in today's class, we're going to be doing the overall sewing of this beautiful blouse you see me rocking here. Meanwhile, in the part 1 of this video, we've done the drafting of this pattern, of the pattern of this blouse, and in this part 2, we are going to be transferring our patterns to fabric and doing the overall sewing. So if you're yet to watch the part 1 of this class, please kindly check the comment section. You will see the link to the tutorial. So guys, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the tutorial of the day. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead to transfer my patterns to fabric. What we have here are the front panels. So you see, just like the way we indicated on the paper. So this is the 1/2 inch here. You can see my 1/2 inch all round. So you can see. Now when you come to this part here, you can see here, just go up here by half. Just go up here by 1/2 inch. Now from here half, here half. Don't make it to be as pointy as this place. So you can see what I have here. Now 1/2 inch on the shoulder, the armhole, and 1/2 inch to join this part together. Remember, here is unfold, so the only part that is open is from the neckline here. So this is also the side front. So what I have here is 1/2 inch as indicated on the paper. I've already added my seam allowance here and here. So this is 1/2 inch on the armhole to join it to the sleeve. So these two will be coming together this way. And one important thing I need you to note is that while transferring your patterns to fabric, please do not forget your underbust line. Do not forget to notch your underbust line. So you can see what I have here. I can see the notch here. Please, the same notch should also be transferred to your lining fabric. So my lining fabric also has this underbust notch I have here. It's very important. Please do not forget. So this is the back part. As you can see, the two back panels. Now we already have the zipper allowance here in place. So what we did, all you need to do is to add your 1/2 inch on the collar, around the shoulder, down to the armhole, and to the center here where you'll be using to join the two panels together here. So you can also see the 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch on the armhole, and we have added the side the side seam allowance already with the down part. So right now what I'm going to do is to take my paper stay. So you can use any interfacing of your choice. You can use an air stay, but for this I'll be working with a paper stay. So I'm going to interface both the main fabric and the lining fabric with my paper stay, and after that I'll also infuse my wording, and I'll come back to explain to you how you go about the wording. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead to infuse my paper stay on all the fabrics, both the main fabric and the lining piece, and this is my wording here. Ideally my wording was supposed to start 3 inches before this armhole here, but because of this neck depth here, you can see, so there is no how I'm going to take the wording to the 3 inches. So what I did was just to start from my chest line. So you can see this is from my chest line down to the underbust, and to get what you have for the sides, all you need is to place it, match it that way from the underbust notch. Can you see? So from the underbust, match it together. So wherever the wording of this part is, that is where this part will stop. Now after you've gotten what will be on this part here, where this wording will stop, to get the curve you have here, all you need to do is from the 1/2 inch of your joining. You know this part is already having 1/2 inch for joining. So what I will do is my nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus 1. So after the 1/2 inch, I'll go in by my nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus 1. I'll just curve it from there into the underbust. Can you see? So that is how to get this very curved part here. I hope you understand. So what I'm going to do now is to join. So first of all, to join this, I'm going to match up this right side facing each other like this. Can you see? Now why this underbust notch is important is because I'm going to start matching, pinning from the underbust notch. This is very important. So pin the two underbust notches. You can also go ahead to pin this down part. So pin and join with your 1/2 inch seam allowance, and after you're done with this part, also pin the other part. Don't forget to match the underbust notches. So don't forget to match the underbust notches and also join. So same way you join this, also join your lining fabric separately. So this is what I have for the back parts. So this is the zipper allowance here. So this is one of the parts here. So I'll just join these two together with my 1/2 inch. Can you see? And I'll also bring this part here and join it together with my 1/2 inch. After that, I'll also join my lining pieces same way I joined this part. So I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll continue with the rest of the sewing. So you can see I'm done joining. Now the next thing you have to do is to open press. So this is the back. At this curved part, all you need to do is just to give it a notch and open press. So the notch will help you make the open pressing easier for you. So these are the back parts here. You can see both for the main fabric and the lining. So you can see what I have here for the front side. So all you need to do after joining is to notch your underbust. So notch the underbust and go ahead and open press it. So you can see what I have here. So same thing you did to this part, also repeat it on the lining fabric. So don't forget to notch the underbust and open press. Now after that, what we are going to do is to join the main fabric and the lining together. So how do we do that? We are going to place the main fabric. So I'm working with the front part first. So place the main fabric and the lining right side facing each other, and you join. So I'm going to join here. See, okay, let me turn it over to this part here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Can you see? Place it right side facing each other. Make sure it aligns properly. So when you place it right side facing each other, all you need to do is to start here. Can you see this top part here? Start here with your 1/2 inch and go all the way down into this V part here. Go through this way and also stop here. Now from here, this is the shoulder. You need to leave the shoulder, leave the armhole, and go over to the sides. So you join the sides with your 1/2 inch. Also join the down part. Can you see? Join the down part with your 1/2 inch and move over to the other side and join with your 1/2 inch. Remember, you are not joining the shoulder from here. You're not joining the shoulder and the armhole. You're leaving those two parts open. Now for the back, all you also need to do is to place it right side facing each other with the lining. Can you see? Now this is the zipper allowance side. You join the zipper allowance side here. So join the zipper allowance, join the top of this. Can you see? Join here with your 1/2 inch. Leave here the shoulder and the armhole. Now come to the down part here. Join the down part and join here. So you are joining these two sides, the down part, this top here, the top of this neckline, and you are leaving the shoulder and the armhole. So I'll do that and we'll continue. So this is what I told you earlier. So you can see what I have here. From here I stitched all the way to this part here. So this is the neckline. It's not part of the shoulder. This is where you have the shoulder. So you can see that the shoulder and the armhole is still open. Now this is the sides. This is the side here, and this other part and the down part. Now you can see that I use hemming gum on this part. The reason for this is to hold it in place. We do not want a situation whereby after putting on the top, you find the lining coming out of the top. Now if you want to shorten your lining, you can go ahead and shorten your lining by 1/2 inch, but take note that as you shorten your lining by 1/2 inch, when drafting this, you have to add 1 inch to your main fabric, 1 inch as the sewing allowance. Remember, when I was drafting this, I only added 1/2 inch as the seam allowance, but if you have it in mind to shorten the lining by 1/2 inch, all you need to do is to add 1 inch as your seam allowance, not 1/2 inch, please. Now at this point, you can just go ahead and notch this just to help the life of this place. So notch this part here. Can you see? Notch this part. Also go ahead to notch the neckline. So notch the necklines, and right now all we need to do is to turn this to the right side and give it a good press. And note that while giving it a good press, you need to add your hemming gum here inside it in order to have a good finishing on the neckline. If you've been following the channel, you will know that I always do this. So you can see the back part here. You can see the neckline here, the zipper side, the down part, and also the side. So also go ahead and just notch here in order for the pressing to be easier for you. So just one notch here is okay. So this is the shoulder here and the armhole. So all we need, so the same thing you did to this, also do to the other part of the back, and we'll give it a good press. I'll be right back. So guys, you can see what I have here. Can you see? I've gone ahead to iron it. Do not forget to put your hemming gun inside the neckline and just to hold the neckline in place and give it a good finishing. And this is the back here. Also add your hemming gun here inside here to hold it firm, but don't take your hemming gum down to this part because we are still going to use half an inch there to stitch. Can you see? So the next thing we are going to do now is to keep the front part aside and work on the back part. Now for us to start, we have to place this right side facing each other. Now remember when I was making the neckline of the front, so remember when we were drafting the neckline of the front, and I told you that if you want it to be short or long, you need to watch the sewing tutorial for you to see. I have a tip for you on the sewing tutorial. So we're right here. Now what you have to note is that if the depth of your neckline is too short that your head cannot pass through it, all you need to do is to install your zipper down to this end here, down to the neckline. If the neckline is wide enough for your head to pass through without the zipper, all you need to do is to stitch it. I'm using a zipper size of 24, and by the time I measured this, you can see that it is more than 24. So what I'm going to do now is to come down here by at least 4 inches before installing my zipper. So remember that we added 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance. We have used half inch to turn the main fabric with the lining, and we are left with 1 inch for the zipper allowance. So from here I'm going to mark in my 1 inch. Can you see? So I'll start sewing till I get here. So I'm stopping at this 4 inches, and I'll just back stitch there to hold it in place. And what I'll do is to install my zipper on this part here. But remember, if the neckline of your top is too short, is not deep, all you need to do is to start sewing your zipper from here. So you can close up this very part here. You can start here, you can close up to this part here, and the rest of this will be for your zipper. I hope you understand. So I will close this part, attach my zipper, and we'll continue. So guys, as you can see, I later changed my mind and I started fixing my zipper from the neckline. So whichever one you prefer, it's all beautiful. But please do not forget the tip I gave you. Have to do. So what you need to do is here. Can you see what I have here? So instead of this part to be showing, can you see? All you need to do is to fold it this way. So just fold it this way and just run a small stitch on it, just on this part here. You're not attaching it to the main fabric, so it's just on the seam allowance. Just run a stitch like this and fold the seam allowance to be like this. So the next thing we are going to do now is to attach the shoulder. So we are going to bring in the front part again. So this is it. Now all you need to do before joining the back and front is to check here. So this is the front neckline here. Now we have already used half inch on this part, so what we are supposed to have here is half inch. So check yours if it's more than half inch, because we are taking the whole of this. This is where our joining, so we are joining to this part. This is how our joining should be. So check yours. If here, from here to here, is more than half inch, just go ahead and trim it out to make it just half inch. Can you see it? Now we are going to join the shoulder. So how do we join the shoulder? We're going to open this part up. Can you see here? Now we are going to also place this. So can you see I place it right side facing each other? I hope you can see what I have here. So right side facing each other. All you need to do is to open up the shoulder this way. So open up the shoulder of this part here. So right side, main fabric to main fabric, and lining to lining. So after merging it up, you make sure that this point here, see this seam line here, this joining is matching up. So you pin it down and run a stitch from here all the way to the lining side. So you're also going to repeat the same thing on this part here. Can you see it's facing right side facing each other? You open this part up here, come to this part, and also open it up in such a way that the main fabric will be facing the main fabric and the lining will go over to the lining part, and you stitch with your half an inch. So I'll do that and show you. So after sewing, all you need to do is on this junction here, you notch. So just notch this edge here. so that this part can relax. So give it a notch, and then you turn. So when I turn, you can see what I have here. After joining the shoulder, the next thing to do is to top stitch to hold the lining and the main fabric in place. And after you've done this, go ahead and join the sides by placing the back and front right side facing each other, and with your accurate measurement you shape the side. So what I'm going to do now is to shape the side, and we'll go over to drafting out the sleeve. So guys, I'm done joining the side. So right now what I'm going to do is to show us how we are going to draft out the sleeve. Now remember that you can use any sleeve of your choice, but for me I want to go through with the sleeve on the thumbnail, which is a basic sleeve with a little puff. So for the sleeve, the first thing to do is to measure your armhole, so you can see the armhole of the blouse. So just measure, so just watch carefully what I'm doing. So after taking my measurements here, you can see what I have is 9 inches. So I'm going to set these bodies aside. So the length of the sleeve I'm working with is 10 inches, and the circumference of the sleeve is 11 inches. And if you want to add lining to your sleeve, you can just go ahead, but for me I'll just be making use of only the fabric for the sleeve. So right now I'm taking my sleeve length, which is 10 inches plus 1 inch for the seam allowance. I'm not including the border of the ankara, so from the border upwards I'm taking the 11 inches. So can you see that after taking my sleeve length, I still have extra 2 to 3 inches on top? That is because we are using a puff sleeve and we need to create extra allowance for the puff. So after imputing the sleeve length, the next thing to do is to get the bicep length by dividing the bust circumference by 12 plus 1. So when I did mine, I have 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and rule 4 inches here. And on this 4 inches line here, we are going to be imputing what we measured on the armhole. Now when I did my measurement, I got 9 inches. So this 9 inches, I'm going to be removing 1 from it, and I'll have 8 inches. So it's the 8 inches now I'm going to impute on this line. So we are going to connect from this point to this point. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. So guys, I'm sorry, I just have to use a voice note because my workplace is so noisy, so it was just too much for the video. Sure that we are having that 9 inches. So can you see I have my exact 9 inches there? So that is the essence of removing that one, so that you don't have more than what you want. So to get our armhole curve, we are going to be dividing that 9 inches by 2, and we'll have 4.5. Now the 4.5 on the two sides, we are also dividing them into 2, and that will be 2.25 here. We also divide the other half into 2. We also have 2.25 here. So after imputing the 2.25, what we'll take is the first point here, go up. On the first point, go up by 0.75, leave the second one, go to the third one, and come down by 0.5. So we did 0.75 here and 0.5 here. So after that, next thing we are going to do is to make our armhole curve by touching all the points. So just follow through with what I'm doing. Pay attention to how I place my curve ruler. So can you see what I'm doing? So after making the curve, what I'm going to do is to come to my sleeve length and take my sleeve circumference. Now remember, this is the point of my sleeve length here. So what I'm going to do is to divide the circumference. So I'm having 11 inches divided by 2 will be 5.5, and I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches seam allowance. And after I was done with that, what I will do is to connect back to the armhole like so. After this, the next thing to do is to go to the sleeve cap and elevate the sleeve cap by 2 inches. After the 2 inches elevation, I'll go to this underarm and also elevate it by half an inch. The half an inch will be serving as the joining allowance, and from there I'm going to connect into the 2 inches elevation. This is to make room for the puff. And after that, we just cut this out. And after cutting out the sleeve, all you need to do is to notch the center, so you can see my left and right sleeve. And I'll go ahead and gather the top part and also attach this to my top, and I will show you what we have. So my modern people, do not forget that registration is still ongoing for a natural looking hip and boot part class. And to join the class, send a message to the number you see on the screen on how to make your payment. The fee for this class is 5,000 naira and you can join us from any part of the world. Send a message to the number on the screen on how to make your payments with your local currency. Thank you so much for watching. Now you can see the beautiful top we have here. I hope you like it. Please do not forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Like, comment, and share. I'll see you in my next video. A modern woman. Bye for now.